All right, so it is week 3 of the Candito 6-week strength program. I'm your monkey boy, your experiment in progress. I got a couple friends that are doing this program with me, and dude, we are all grinding it out. Thanks again to Rockman for turning me on to this. You guys remember how I said I was so excited for the change of pace. The volume made me feel like I was when I was younger, when we were really going after it. Well, reality has set in, and I realize that I am in way over my head. So this workout called for, I was supposed to do 3 sets, 530 pounds for 4 to 6 reps, and that's okay. That's like, well, that's doable, right? On top of that, I had to do deadlifts, 560 pounds for 3 to 6 reps. That's where it starts getting interesting. Here's the cool thing, though. I did something a little bit different. Historically, whenever I've done deadlifts and squats on the same day, I would do my squats, and then I would strip the bar, put the deadlift bar down, and then, do warm-up sets to that weight. I went right into it. I went right to my target weight. No warm-ups or nothing. I just wanted to see what would happen. And I didn't need to warm up, so you could cut that intermediate junk volume out, those warm-up reps, because you're already warmed up. If you're doing heavy squats, I don't know, it's one of those things where it makes me nervous, but it was fine. And now this morning, of course, I got to get to work, and I am jello. I went to go use the throne. Oh, man. Oh, my wife's like, why are you doing all that exercise? What the hell do you look like you need a walker for? You know what I mean? The rest of the week moving forward, I have today off, and tomorrow I got to do bench press, and we're starting to get into some significant weights. The reps and sets are going down, but the weight is going up to correspond with that. So according to my target weight, is going to be 325 pounds for sets of 4 to 6. And by the end of the week, I'll be benching mid 300s for sets. So this is going to be super interesting because I'm starting to push what I would normally open up with for sets. So if I'm following this program, I'm going to be going into this competition with way higher starting numbers than I ever have. That'll be interesting. I don't know. This is either going to be the best meet of my entire life, my magnum opus, or it'll be a disaster. And you're there to do it with me. 3 more weeks of training. Let's see, week 3, 4, 2. Yeah, 3 more weeks of training, man. It's going by very fast. Man, I'm getting excited. You getting excited with me? Probably not. People, you don't have to lie to kick it. Well, powerlifting is pretty boring. If I didn't participate in the sport, don't get me wrong. Like if you golf's exciting. If you powerlift is exciting. But if you ever go to a meet and you don't have the context, after the first couple guys, you're like, oh, that's cool. Look at him go. He's lifting, and then a half hour into it, you're like, is that all they do? They do this the whole day? That's it? Yeah, pretty much. Go do something else and come back at the end of the day when the big boys are lifting. That's when everybody gets excited. The cool thing is that these local meets, I'm usually with the big boys, so that's always a little bit of a novelty. Like when you're competing at nationals or worlds, a guy like me, my age, not, I'm middle of the pack at best, but usually at the local meets, I'm at the top, if not the top. Although the last competition I had in Vegas, there were some pretty big boys that showed up, guys that were trying to get their qualification numbers, and yeah, I definitely had some competition. That was a lot of fun, man. I'm hoping we have a good turnout this year. The tested meets have been knocking it out of the park. Like, they are killing it with the tested division. That's an up-and-coming sport, and I'm glad to see it's natural lifters across the board. That being said, I find that those meets are just not as fun. Those people are super serious. I mean, you get the whole gamut. You're like, I consider natural lifters sort of like vegans in a way, I know that sounds insulting, but you get your guys that are just like, they're proud to be natural lifters. That's awesome. But then you get your guys that think like taking vitamins is cheating. You know what I mean? Like those people, they are not fun. There's the kind of people like where you start getting rowdy and you want to cheer. They're like, quiet, please, quiet. Like you're at the Olympics. And then you go to an untested meet and everyone's just like smashing each other, knocking bowls of chalk over, slapping each other in the face before they deadlift. It's like, those are more my kind of people, you know what I mean? Just the vibe's better. Say what you want. They're just way, way, way more fun. There's a lesson in that. I think it has to do with like the invert proportion amount of sanctimony that comes with the cleanliness of the lifting. I don't know. Just people that are in the untested divisions seem to just enjoy life more, it feels like. That's an observation. I don't know that to be true. That's just my observation. I think the people are maybe not as concerned with their longevity and health, tend to live a little more, I guess, for the moment. It's just a little more fun. What can I say? I don't know. I was going through my comments this morning, and I didn't really see a whole lot. I posted that bench compilation video last night as kind of just like a joke. So people were saying like, hey, if you can't bench 400 pounds, you should shut up. And I was thinking like, man, I've got like 5 or 6 videos where I'm benching over 400 pounds. Like, why do people think I can't do that? You know what I mean? I've had my ups and downs. I had a shoulder injury, so I got well above 405 pounds for a while, and then I got hurt, and I had to start over again. But in the last few months, I've hit 405 like 3 or 4 times. And I don't think I made a big deal about it because they weren't competition legal lifts. They were just like gym lifts. So, I'm not announcing to the world that I'm setting PRs because they're not PRs. I haven't been able to beat my best lift from before when I hurt my shoulder. I figured I would wait until I actually got that in competition, got a legal 405-pound bench on record so that nobody can dispute it, with a pause, with 3 judges. So I've been quietly grinding away with that as my goal. But then when somebody says you can't do something, it's like, what are you talking about? I've done it multiple times. So I put that little compilation together, and it got some dislikes. Let me tell you, I really cheesed somebody. I'm looking at my video list here, and it just shows your little ratio of likes to dislikes. Somebody must have pissed in someone's chili. Oh man, we're always just trying to have a good time here. You can't take things too seriously, you know what I mean? I made a previous video where I talked about like how I do take things personally from time to time, but I get over things pretty quickly. You might say something to me and I might initially get upset, but if once I think about things and put things in perspective, I'm able to just let go of stuff. And once I've let go of it, that's it. You know what I mean? I don't harbor resentment or carry that around with me. But some people, man, you trigger them, they stay mad. They stay mad for a very long time. And people have been messaging me saying, telling me how this one guy's he's made like 20 videos in 24 hours just going off. And this was all about that one video I posted a couple weeks ago. And, they were having a good laugh about it. And I'm like seriously concerned. I'm like, okay, it's one thing to joke around, but I'm not trying to like seriously harm anybody. I don't want anybody to be, I'm worried, you know what I mean? When I see something like that, it actually concerns me, and it causes me to want to pump the brakes. I don't want to be part of something that's like I'm not watching like a literal mental breakdown. And that's just hugely concerning, because how does that end? What does that look like if we just keep pressing the button? You know what I mean? And you could argue, well, he brought it on himself. He deserves it. Yeah, he does. Absolutely, 100%. But I'm not malicious. I don't want to see anybody, I'm not trying to be that guy. So, if this is seriously, like all this joking around and going back and forth is seriously upsetting someone, I don't want to be part of that. So, you know, we'll concede to whatever and just back off of it, because honestly, there's more important things to focus on. It's fun to kind of go back and forth every once in a while, but when it starts getting ugly and dark like that, I don't want any part of it. You know what I mean? Like, that's all you guys. Oof. Here I am wrapping up with my last set of deadlifts. Man, this is the most work I've ever done in prep for competition. I told my wife I was going to do this meet, but I wasn't going to really train. I wasn't going to do what I did at Worlds and go all out. I just picked a program based on a recommendation that was free online. And we're like, oh, this one's good. We'll do that. And it's turning out to be like the hardest thing I've ever done since I first started training. Like, what was it? The starting strength 5x5, what we did at the beginning. Most power lifters, that turns into a pretty significant amount of volume after a while. Well, that's what this feels like. I haven't done this much work since I first started training. Whew. With that being said, I'm always up for the challenge. I gotta get to work, guys. Unfortunately, the bills ain't gonna pay themselves. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys had an awesome President's Day. I will see you on the battlefield. Oh, if you got anything out of this, you know what to do. All those likes and subscribes and stuff. Hey, and if you got any comments, lay them on me. I'm always looking to respond to comments, and I haven't really gotten any lately that are deep and philosophical. So, you know, hit me up with something. Give me something to work with. Love you guys.